5 habits to leave behind in old age for a peaceful and happy life. As we grow older, life presents us with a unique opportunity, the chance to reflect, simplify, and embrace a more peaceful existence. Our golden years should be a time of contentment and joy, but achieving this often requires letting go of certain habits that no longer serve us. By shedding these burdens, we create space for deeper relationships, better health, and inner tranquility. Here are 5 habits to leave behind for a more fulfilling and peaceful life. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Letting worry steal your joy. Worry is a natural part of life, but in old age, it often becomes an unwelcome companion that robs us of the peace we've worked so hard to achieve. It can creep in quietly, wrapping itself around thoughts of health concerns, financial stability, or the future of loved ones. Before long, it consumes not just our moments of quiet reflection, but also the joyful times we could be spending with family, friends, or even just ourselves. But let's pause for a moment and ask, what has worrying ever truly accomplished? The sleepless nights, the racing thoughts, the heavy feeling in your chest, have they solved the problems you're concerned about? Chances are the answer is no. Worry tends to inflate problems, making them appear larger than they truly are, while chipping away at your energy and hope. At this stage of life, when you've already weathered countless storms, it's worth reflecting on how strong and resilient you've been. You've faced challenges that at the time seemed insurmountable. Yet, here you are. You've persevered, grown, and found joy again. That history of resilience is proof that worrying adds little value. It doesn't change outcomes. It only dims the light of today. Letting go of worry doesn't mean ignoring the realities of life or pretending challenges don't exist. It means making a conscious choice to focus on what you can control and to release the weight of what you cannot. This is easier said than done, but like all habits, it can be reshaped with practice. Start by grounding yourself in the present moment. The past is behind you, and the future has yet to unfold. But this moment, right now, is yours. It's where life happens, and it's where joy lives. Imagine sitting on your porch with a cup of tea, feeling the warmth of the sun on your face, or hearing the laughter of grandchildren in the next room. In these small, everyday moments, there's no room for worry, only gratitude and peace. Focus on these moments. Allow yourself to feel the richness of life as it is, without letting your mind wander to what ifs. Another way to combat worry is to share it. Talk with someone you trust, whether it's a friend, a family member, or even a counselor. Speaking your fears out loud often diminishes their power. You might find that others share your concerns or have wisdom to offer that helps you see things differently. At the very least, sharing lightens the burden you carry alone. Remember that faith, whether in a spiritual sense or simply in the flow of life, can be a powerful antidote to worry. Trust that you've done your best with what you've been given. Trust that the love you've poured into the world, into your children, your community, your work, will bear fruit in ways you may never fully see or understand. And trust, most of all, that you deserve peace. Life in your golden years is not meant to be spent carrying the weight of unnecessary worries. You've earned the right to set that weight down and embrace the joys of the present. Every moment is a gift, and when you allow yourself to be fully present, free of worry, you honor the beauty of life itself. 2. Holding on to grudges or past resentments. Holding on to grudges is like carrying a heavy stone in your heart. The longer you carry it, the heavier it feels, and over time, it can overshadow the joy and peace you've worked so hard to cultivate. Resentment doesn't harm the person who wronged you, it harms you. It seeps into your thoughts, colors your interactions, and builds walls where there could be bridges. In the later years of life, when time is precious, holding on to these burdens only robs you of the chance to fully embrace the beauty of the present. Perhaps the pain comes from a misunderstanding with a family member, a friend who drifted away, or even something unspoken between you and a loved one who has passed. These wounds are real and they matter, but they don't have to define your present. Carrying resentment keeps those wounds open, preventing them from healing. Forgiveness, on the other hand, isn't about letting someone off the hook. It's about setting yourself free. It's a profound act of self-love and an acknowledgement that you deserve peace more than you deserve to carry the pain. Forgiveness doesn't come easily. It's not a switch you can flip, and it doesn't mean forgetting or pretending that hurt didn't happen. It's a process, a deliberate choice to release the hold that resentment has on your heart. Sometimes it starts with understanding. People make mistakes, sometimes deeply hurtful ones, often out of their own fears, insecurities, or limitations. Recognizing this doesn't excuse their actions, but it can help you see that their behavior says more about them than about you. Consider, too, the relationships that still hold potential for healing. Life is too short to let misunderstandings linger. A simple conversation can often break through years of silence. Saying, "I forgive you" or "I miss you" can feel vulnerable, but it can also be transformative. Even if the other person isn't ready to meet you halfway, the act of reaching out is a step toward your own liberation. If the person who hurt you is no longer in your life or has passed on, forgiveness is still possible. It becomes an internal act, a release between you and yourself. Write them a letter, even if it's one you never send. Pour out your feelings, anger, sadness, disappointment, and then, in your own time, let it go. Imagine setting that letter on a river and watching it float away. It's not about erasing the past, but about choosing not to let it dictate your future. Grudges also have a way of blinding us to the good that remains in our lives. When you're consumed by what went wrong, it's hard to see what's going right. Take a moment to think about the people who bring light into your life, the friends who call to check on you, the family members who show their love in small but meaningful ways, the strangers who offer a smile as they pass you on the street. These are the connections that deserve your energy and attention, not the ones that drain you. Life in its later years is a gift, but it's a fleeting one. Every moment spent in resentment is a moment lost to joy. You've carried so much through the decades, responsibilities, challenges, losses, and you've emerged with strength and wisdom. Now is the time to set down the weight that no longer serves you. By letting go of grudges, you open yourself to the possibility of deeper connections, a lighter heart, and the kind of peace that only comes from forgiveness. At its core, forgiveness is an act of hope. It's a belief that even after pain, there is beauty. Even after disappointment, there is love. And even after hurt, there is healing. By releasing the past, you make room for the present, the moments that bring laughter, warmth, and the quiet satisfaction of a heart unburdened. This is the gift you give yourself, and it is a gift worth embracing. 3. Neglecting your physical and mental health. In the rush of life, taking care of yourself often feels secondary. You've spent decades prioritizing others, your children, your career, your family. But as the years go by, your body and mind quietly remind you of a truth that becomes impossible to ignore. Your health is your foundation. Without it, even the simplest joys become harder to grasp. Yet, too often, we neglect this foundation, convincing ourselves that it's too late, too difficult, or simply not worth the effort. But the truth is, it's never too late to choose yourself. Your physical health isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. A stronger body means more freedom to move, to engage, to explore the world around you. Imagine the joy of taking a leisurely walk in the park, your steps steady and your breath easy, or gardening in the sunshine without feeling the strain. These aren't monumental achievements, they're everyday pleasures, made possible by even the smallest acts of care you give your body. Neglecting physical health often begins subtly. Maybe you tell yourself that skipping a doctor's appointment isn't a big deal, or that exercise is for younger people. But these small dismissals add up. Your body has carried you through a lifetime of experiences. It deserves your respect and attention. Even gentle movements, like stretching or a short stroll, can do wonders for your joints, circulation, and overall vitality. It's not about becoming an athlete, it's about honoring the gift of movement. Just as your body craves attention, so does your mind. Mental health is often overlooked, especially as we age, but it's the heart of your well being. A sharp and curious mind keeps life engaging, making every day feel like a new opportunity rather than just another routine. It's easy to fall into patterns of monotony or isolation, but doing so can dull your spirit. Remember, your brain thrives on stimulation, connection, and challenge, whether it's learning something new, solving a crossword puzzle, or having a meaningful conversation with a friend. Your mental health is also deeply tied to your emotional health. Holding on to stress, sadness, or unspoken fears can weigh heavily, manifesting in ways you might not even realize: fatigue, irritability, or a lack of motivation. Acknowledging these feelings and seeking support is a courageous act. Whether through meditation, counseling, or simply talking with a trusted friend, tending to your emotional well being is a powerful step toward a more fulfilling life. Taking care of your health, both physical and mental, is not an act of vanity or selfishness, it's an act of love. It's a declaration that you are still deserving of care, attention, and joy. Too often, people in their later years feel invisible, as though their needs matter less than they once did. But your well being is as important now as it has ever been, and investing in it is a way of honoring all that you've been through and all that you still have to experience. Picture this: a future where you wake up each morning feeling light, strong, and eager to greet the day. It doesn't require perfection, it requires consistency and self compassion. Start where you are. Add a little more movement, a little more nourishment, a little more kindness to yourself. These small, deliberate choices can ripple outward, transforming not just your health, but your perspective on life. Remember, your golden years are not a time of decline. They are a time of renewal. Each step you take to care for yourself, no matter how small, is a step toward the vibrant, joyful life you deserve. You've given so much to others. Now is the time to give back to yourself. Prioritizing your health is not just a gift to your body and mind. It's a gift to your future, filled with possibilities waiting to be embraced. 4. Comparing yourself to others. Comparison is a quiet thief, sneaking into our thoughts and stealing the joy that is meant to be ours. It's easy to fall into its trap, especially in this modern world where other people's lives are displayed so vividly. Perhaps you see friends traveling to far-off places while your days feel more confined, or you hear about someone your age running marathons while you're navigating the challenges of mobility. These comparisons, while natural, can chip away at your self-worth, leaving you feeling inadequate or left behind. Let's pause and reflect. Life is not a race or a competition. It's a deeply personal journey, one that no two people experience in the same way. By the time we reach our later years, our paths have been shaped by countless choices, circumstances, and even chance. Comparing your story to someone else's is like comparing the ocean to the mountains. They're both beautiful, but in entirely different ways. Your life, with all its twists and turns, has a beauty and richness that is uniquely yours. When you compare yourself to others, you risk overlooking the blessings in your own life. That couple posting pictures of their anniversary cruise. They may envy the deep connection you share with your family. That neighbor who seems so active and busy, They might long for the peace and quiet you enjoy in your own home. Everyone carries their own struggles and joys, many of which remain hidden from view. Instead of looking outward, look inward and celebrate the gifts that make your life special. The golden years bring their own set of challenges and triumphs, and they don't look the same for everyone. What matters is not how your life compares to someone else's, but how it feels to you. Are you spending your days in ways that bring you peace and fulfillment? Are you nourishing the relationships and activities that truly matter to you? These are the questions worth asking, not whether you measure up to an external standard. To break free from the cycle of comparison, practice gratitude. It's a simple but transformative habit. Each morning, think of one thing you're thankful for: your cozy chair by the window, the sound of birds outside, or the laughter of a grandchild. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, reminding you that your life, as it is enough. Social media can be particularly challenging in this regard, as it often showcases the highlight reels of other people's lives. Consider limiting your time scrolling through feeds that spark feelings of inadequacy. Instead, invest that time in something that brings you joy: a phone call with a friend, tending to a garden, or simply sitting quietly with a cup of tea. True contentment is found not in comparison, but in connection to yourself, to others, and to the present moment. You've reached a stage in life that many only dream of, a time to slow down, reflect, and savor the fruits of your labor. This is your time to live authentically, without the pressure to conform to anyone else's definition of success or happiness. Let go of the idea that your life needs to look a certain way. It's your journey, and it's beautiful in its own right. Comparison may be a habit that once served you in younger years when ambition and competition drove you forward. But now, in this chapter, the goal is not to climb higher, but to live deeper. The only person you need to measure yourself against is the person you were yesterday. If you can look in the mirror and feel at peace with the choices you're making, then you're living a life well spent. Your life is yours alone, filled with unique moments, challenges, and joys that no one else will ever truly understand. Embrace it. Celebrate it. Let go of the urge to compare, and you'll find a freedom that allows you to experience your days with gratitude and peace. Remember, you are enough, just as you are. 5. Accumulating clutter, physical and emotional. Over a lifetime, we accumulate more than just belongings. We collect memories, experiences, relationships, and emotions. Some of these are treasures we hold close to our hearts, while others, like unneeded objects or unresolved feelings, begin to weigh us down. As we grow older, this accumulation, both physical and emotional, can quietly steal our peace, creating a sense of overwhelm that prevents us from fully enjoying the life we've built. The physical clutter in our homes often tells a story. That old chair in the corner may remind you of long talks with a loved one. The stacks of papers may symbolize years of hard work and dedication. But there comes a time when these objects no longer serve their purpose. Instead of evoking warmth, they begin to crowd our space, leaving us feeling stifled. Simplifying your surroundings doesn't mean letting go of the memories. It means making room for the present. By thoughtfully deciding what to keep and what to release, you create a home that reflects who you are today, not just who you've been. Imagine walking into a room that feels light, uncluttered, and peaceful. The surfaces are clear, the air feels fresh, and only the items that truly bring you joy remain. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's about creating an environment that supports your well-being. When your physical space is free of excess, your mind feels freer too. It becomes easier to relax, to think, and to focus on the things that truly matter: your health, your relationships, your passions. But clutter isn't just physical, it's emotional too. Over the years, we carry the weight of regrets, unresolved conflicts, and unspoken feelings. These emotional burdens can be even harder to let go of than physical items, yet they are just as important to address. Holding on to past hurts or disappointments can cloud your heart, preventing you from fully experiencing the joy of the present. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing not to let those emotions dictate your future. Releasing emotional clutter is a deeply personal process. It might involve forgiving someone who hurt you, even if they never apologize. It could mean acknowledging a regret and making peace with the choices you've made. Or it might simply be about allowing yourself to grieve a loss you've been holding on to for years. Whatever the process looks like for you, the result is the same: a lighter, freer, and more open heart. As you declutter your life, both physically and emotionally, you may find that you gain something unexpected: clarity. Without the distractions of unnecessary items or unresolved emotions, your priorities become clearer. You begin to see what truly brings you happiness and fulfillment. You realize that the most important things in life aren't things at all. They're the moments, the connections, and the love you share with others. Simplifying doesn't mean stripping your life bare. It means keeping what adds value and letting go of what doesn't. It's a process of honoring your past while making space for your future. This might mean passing down cherished items to loved ones, sharing stories that bring those objects to life, and then finding the courage to let them go. It might mean sitting with your feelings, acknowledging their weight, and then choosing to release them so they no longer hold you back. Your later years are a time to embrace freedom, not just freedom from the demands of work or the expectations of others, but freedom from the unnecessary burdens that no longer serve you. By letting go of the excess, you create space for what truly matters: peace, joy, and the opportunity to live fully in the present. When your home feels lighter, your heart follows. When your heart feels lighter, the world opens up in ways you may not have imagined. Letting go, whether of objects or emotions, is not a loss. It's a gain. It's an act of self-care, a gift you give yourself, and an invitation to step into this chapter of your life with clarity, grace, and a renewed sense of purpose. 6. Fear of change and new experiences. As we age, it's natural to seek comfort in routines and the familiar. After all, life's challenges and uncertainties may have taught us to value stability. But holding too tightly to the past or fearing change can lead to missed opportunities for growth, connection, and joy. Change is an inevitable part of life, and even in our later years, it has the power to bring new meaning and vitality. Fear of change often stems from the unknown. You might think, what if I fail? What if it's too difficult? But consider this. Every great moment in your life started with stepping into the unknown. Whether it was starting a family, building a career, or overcoming a challenge, those leaps of faith shaped the person you are today. Growth doesn't end with age. In fact, it deepens as we bring our wisdom and experience to each new opportunity. Embracing change doesn't have to mean grand gestures. It can be as simple as trying a new hobby, exploring a new place in your neighborhood, or making a new friend. These small steps open doors to experiences that can enrich your life. Perhaps you've always wanted to paint but told yourself it wasn't practical. Or maybe there's a local group you've been curious about joining but felt hesitant. Let this be the time to say yes. You might discover a hidden talent, forge meaningful connections, or simply find joy in the act of trying. Sometimes the change we fear most involves letting go of what no longer serves us. This could mean moving to a smaller home, saying goodbye to old habits, or rethinking how you spend your time. These decisions can be difficult, but they also create space for what truly matters. When you release what holds you back, you make room for freedom, growth, and peace. Even relationships can shift in unexpected ways. Reconnecting with someone from the past, reaching out to a distant family member, or forming new bonds with neighbors or peers can lead to profound moments of connection and belonging. These changes require vulnerability, but they can also bring great rewards. The world is full of possibilities no matter your age. Each sunrise offers a chance to start fresh, to learn, to explore, and to grow. While the past is a cherished part of your story, the present is where your power lies. By welcoming change with an open heart and a curious spirit, you honor the life you've lived while embracing the one that still lies ahead. Your later years are not a time to shrink into comfort zones, but to expand into new horizons. Change is not the enemy. It is a teacher, a guide, and a reminder that life is always evolving. By leaning into new experiences, you keep your mind sharp, your heart full, and your spirit alive. So, take that first step, however small it may be. Try something unfamiliar, embrace a new perspective, or simply let yourself dream again. The world still has so much to offer, and so do you. In embracing change, you reaffirm one of life's greatest truths. It's never too late to grow, to discover, and to live with purpose and joy. Conclusion: embracing the gift of peaceful living. As we navigate the later chapters of life, there is a profound opportunity to redefine what it means to live well. The years behind us hold lessons and memories that have shaped who we are, but they need not dictate the road ahead. By letting go of the habits that weigh us down, worry, grudges, neglecting health, comparisons, and clutter, we free ourselves to step into a lighter, more fulfilling way of being. These are not just acts of letting go, they are acts of choosing joy, peace, and meaning. Life, in its essence, is not measured by the things we have, the accolades we've collected, or the burdens we've carried. It is measured by the depth of our connections, the richness of our moments, and the serenity we find within. This is the time to embrace simplicity, to cherish the relationships that bring us warmth, and to cultivate gratitude for the gift of each day. Your golden years are not a time of endings, they are a time of renewal. They are a time to focus not on what has been lost, but on what remains. The love of family and friends, the wisdom you've earned, and the opportunity to live each day with intention. This is the gift of aging, a chance to slow down, reflect, and embrace life in its most authentic form. Remember, the most beautiful parts of life often come from what we release, not from what we hold on to. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you make space for what truly matters. You open the door to a life of clarity, contentment, and profound peace. It's not about starting over. It's about beginning anew with the wisdom and grace you've carried with you all along. As you move forward, may you find comfort in knowing that the choices you make now have the power to shape a life of harmony and joy. The path to a peaceful and happy life is not paved with perfection, but with intention. Take this journey with a light heart, and may each step bring you closer to the serenity you so deeply deserve. This is your time. Embrace it fully and live with the quiet confidence of a life well lived. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. And here's to living life on your own terms.